What happened when medieval order broke down? When medieval people imagined the end of the world, they did not picture dragons or demons. They pictured roads without law, lords without power, soldiers without pay, neighbors turning into enemies. What medieval people feared was not tyranny. It was no authority at all. Today we explore what happened when medieval order collapsed, when famine struck, when kings failed, when war stripped away law, and when ordinary people discovered how thin the line between stability and chaos really was. Because in the Middle Ages, cruelty could be endured. Chaos could not. The medieval fear of disorder. The medieval world was fragile. Order did not come from strong institutions or permanent systems. It came from people knowing their place and believing that someone, somewhere, was in charge. Law rested on custom. Justice rested on reputation. Safety rested on the assumption that violence would be punished. When those assumptions held, life functioned. When they failed, fear spread faster than any army. Medieval writers did not describe disorder as inconvenience. They described it as terror, a world where contracts meant nothing, where roads were unsafe, where even churches could not protect the vulnerable. Order was not abstract, it was survival. When kings were weak, a strong king mattered less for kindness than for presence. When royal authority weakened, local violence surged. Lords fought private wars. Bandits operated openly. Mercenaries roamed without restraint. The absence of enforcement mattered more than the nature of the law itself. A harsh ruler who enforced rules was preferable to a gentle ruler who could not. Civil wars revealed this brutally. During succession crises or regencies, justice fractured. Courts stopped functioning. Taxes became extortion. Soldiers fed themselves by force. To medieval people, a weak king was not a political problem. He was a catastrophe. Famine and the collapse of trust. Famine did more than starve bodies. It starved morality. When crops failed and food vanished, social bonds broke down. Theft increased. Markets collapsed. Families abandoned the elderly and the sick. Medieval chroniclers described famine not just in numbers, but in behavior. Neighbors refused charity. Communities turned inward. Violence followed desperation. The Great Famine of the early 14th century did not simply kill millions. It taught Europe how quickly civilization could unravel. Hunger destroyed trust. And without trust, law meant nothing. War without restraint. War was expected. Disorder was not. When war followed custom, it remained contained. Ransoms were paid, churches were spared, civilians survived on the margins. When order collapsed, war became something else. Unpaid soldiers looted freely. Mercenary bands turned into mobile disasters. Villages were burned not for strategy, but for survival. This was not heroic warfare. It was violence without purpose. The difference mattered deeply to medieval people. One kind of war preserved hierarchy. The other erased it. Bandits and broken roads. Roads were the arteries of medieval life. When they failed, everything failed. Merchants avoided travel. Markets emptied. Cities shrank. News stopped flowing. Banditry thrived during breakdowns of authority. Armed groups preyed on travelers. Toll collectors became extortionists. Protection became something you bought or died without. Medieval texts describe lawless roads with dread, not because travel became inconvenient, but because isolation followed. A village cut off from trade was already halfway dead. Justice without enforcement. Medieval law depended on visibility. Punishments were public. Authority was displayed. Fear worked only when consequences were seen. When enforcement vanished, courts became meaningless. Accusations turned into vendettas. Personal violence replaced legal resolution. People stopped reporting crimes. They settled them themselves. That shift terrified medieval communities. It meant that anyone could become judge, jury, and executioner. Justice without authority was worse than injustice enforced. Why order mattered more than mercy. To modern eyes, medieval punishments seem cruel. To medieval eyes, they were necessary. The fear was not pain. The fear was uncertainty. Predictable punishment created safety. Arbitrary violence destroyed it. This is why medieval people tolerated systems we find brutal. They valued stability over compassion because stability kept society intact. Cruelty within order was survivable. Chaos was not. The return of authority. Whenever order returned, it was welcomed. Strong rulers reasserted law. Roads reopened. Banditry declined. Markets revived. Even harsh crackdowns were seen as relief. Chroniclers describe peace not as happiness, but as quiet. No fires at night. No screams in the dark. No strangers at the gate. Order did not mean justice for everyone. It meant life could continue. Conclusion. When medieval order broke down, people did not dream of freedom. They dreamed of rules. They feared hunger more than taxes, lawlessness more than oppression, chaos more than cruelty. The Middle Ages remind us of a truth that feels uncomfortable today. Civilization depends less on kindness than on structure. And when structure collapses, fear rushes in to fill the gap. History is not only shaped by power, it is shaped by the terror of losing it. If this exploration of medieval fear and collapse changed how you see the past, press like and subscribe to TorchLit History. Tell me in the comments where you think order is most fragile in history, because the Middle Ages knew something we often forget. The most frightening world is the one with no one in charge.